Holy balls, everybody. We're back with another episode of World 1-1 Podcast. As always, if you're here, you should, if you haven't already, check us out at our home on Podbean at world11.podbean.com, all spelled out, all one word, for your audio listening pleasure. Because if you just, have the urge to put us in your earballs, you can check us out right there at Podbean, or you can also pick us up on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. For those of you that just can't get enough of our adorable mugs, you can also pick up the video live streaming on Twitch. Typically, this week we've hit some technical issues in terms of getting stream running for this week for the show. But we've got tons of Let's Play stuff and other stuff happening on the Twitch channel that you should be checking out. World 1-1 Podcast on Twitch, all spelled out. And you can always, if you missed it, pick up the replays on our YouTube channel as well. That's World 1-1 Podcast on YouTube. Now that we've got all the obnoxious shit out of the way, as always, I am your host, Larry the Bearded Wonder. Joining me, finally, apparently not working for a change, or at least he says he's working all the fucking time. I don't know if I buy it. But, Eddie, Blackman V.
The baked apple pies from McDonald's are the bomb.
Are they, though? Are they better
are.
than the old baked apple pies? Because they've changed over the years.
Well, now they're fried.
So it's not even a baked apple pie. It's a fucking fried apple pie. You can't call a fried apple pie a baked apple pie. That's a flat out lie.
Well, yeah, but it's weird because they said that they bake them. So I don't know if it's the dough or anything.
I don't know. I call shenanigans though. They need to change the box so it says fried apple pie.
Yeah, they really did.
Okay, what did I miss? I'm sorry.
McDonald's.
I love their apple pies. I love their apple pies.
Yeah,
I don't care if they're fried or baked or whatever. They're good. So.
But they're fried now, but it still says baked apple pie on the box.
Yeah.
That's what makes them so much better.
Yeah, the old ones they don't do anymore. And that crisp and the bubbles and stuff just used to be so good with a nice hot fudge sundae.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They were so good. But hello everybody. Yes, I am back.
Also joining us this week is Kathy.
Yo, what's up?
You've got a poop emoji on your chair.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes, we have the poop emoji. It's what my daughter wanted. So, comes in handy when people are full of shit. I can just hold that up. Tell them exactly how I feel.
And how do you feel, Kathy? Tell us how you feel.
I am perplexed.
All right. That's fair. I'll take it. And
perplexed but awesome still.
But what?
But awesome still.
Oh, thanks, Eddie. You just made my day.
Hey.
And in the red corner, Josh the LeGroux.
Hey, what's up?
I missed you guys.
Aww.
Missed you guys all week. So
gosh, so sappy.
I know,
sappy,
enough of this sappy shit. Let's get to the meat
Oh.
and bones. So, without further ado, oh my God, video games! Eddie, what the fuck have you been playing? Tell me. Inform me of what you have been playing.
So, for Xbox One, I've been playing Halo 5. I've been doing a stream of the campaign for it. Really enjoyed that game. I might get flack for a lot of this, but I think it's probably one of the best Halo games that I played.
Then you haven't played all of them.
Or any of the other ones.
Well, I played one. Yeah, I played 2 or 3. I actually beat 4 and 5. The one that 4 is the one that looked like it was made like a Metroid Prime game for like retro. It was really good.
Had a bunch of the Retro Studios people worked on it.
Yeah. But
I
5 is
contest that is my favorite one of the bunch, honestly.
it. It's good like halfway, and I think when it gets to the end where you got to do it like a lot of flying and stuff, it feels odd, and it feels just like the level design got lost in that one. But four is fine. Four is good. Because
I was
I
good with it, and the story was rock solid. I loved the story on 4.
I might have to go through 4 because I didn't really pay attention to the story. Because I was playing the campaign multiplayer. I didn't play it solo, so I might have to go through that one again. I
Play
think
it solo.
Would you say again?
Play it solo.
Yeah, I will, because I have the Master Chief Collection and Halo 5. I still need to get ODST and I need to get Reach. I might have ODST. I think I might have downloaded. I might have brought it. I got to find out because those two I haven't played yet, but I want to play them. But yeah, I think like playing Halo 5 and stuff, like I'm enjoying the story. It's kind of dumb fun, and I really got to give it to 343 Studios on their CGI, like on their movie performance, like. It's really good and very detailed. Like even still, that intro is just knocking, and just seeing the cutscenes, I'm like, man, this is really high quality, good. So doing that, was playing Batman Arkham Asylum for its 10-year anniversary Sunday. Did a stream of that, and then I just ended up getting back into that game, like playing it. And I beat it on PlayStation 3, but I'm playing it on 1 because I got the Return to Arkham collection with Asylum and City. And yeah, that game still holds up. It's still really fun. So that's what I'm playing on 1. I am planning to do Just Cause 3 and Just Cause 4 because I have it on those on Xbox One because I really want to get through those games on there. For PlayStation 4, still doing Wolfenstein 1. I went back to the New Blood. So it's kind of weird going from the second game to the first game. And really enjoying that. I'll probably be done with that in a couple of days. It's still fun. It feels like part 2, but you can see how dated it is with that game. But like really, really enjoy it. That game. And then I got the urge to play Detroit Become Human again. Because I'm halfway through the game and I just need to finish that other half. So I'll be jumping into there. For Switch, play Grandia HD. I'm playing the first game. The part that I'm at is like halfway through the game. And it's very dated, but it's kind of fun. Pretty much all the women in that game keep knocking the boy on his head, like hitting him with pots and pans and like hammers and just like all this crazy stuff. And it's just like this game is super 1997 wacky. But enjoying that. I'm probably not going to play Grandia 2 because I heard of all the problems that it's having. And they said that they're working on a patch. So I think I'm going to wait for that patch for Grandia 2. Because some people were just like, they played part of it, and for some reason, their progress got lost. So they had to start the whole game all over. So I'm going to wait for that. Also playing Oninaki. This is the game by Tokyo RPG. For Square Enix, and it's a really good game. It takes a while to learn a little bit. So if you're in the light zone, you do like kind of normal attacks, but if you're in the dark zone, you could do more powerful attacks, but you also take off more energy of the enemy hits you. And you play as this watcher where with people who have died, they're not ready to cross over yet, but you help them find a way for them to cross over so they could be reincarnated. But some people think that there is no such thing as reincarnation. So you're trying to find out what's really going on and stuff. It's an action RPG game. I think this one got announced last year, I believe. Last year or earlier this year. But it's a really fun action RPG. Really enjoying it. I still need to play more of it because I'm trying to get a feel of the music and everything. And there's something about Tokyo RPG Factory. I think they really need to change their design of characters, and I really think they need to go like do something hand drawn or sprite based. Something like the Legend of Mana remake. Oh no, Trials of Mana remake that they're doing. Like I think they need to do something like that because their animation and the look of some of the characters have that Bravely Default look, and sometimes it just looks jarring. It doesn't match. And I'm just like, I'm like, I know you guys are really artistic, and I would really love for a game to have that Japanese feel of artistry in it. You know, I would love to see Tokyo RPG Factory do more of that. But I know that they're a small team and everything, and they're making these small budget RPGs, and they've been really good. So that's pretty much what I've been playing. Going to be getting Control soon, and started playing that and gearing up for Gears 5 and some other games. Astral Chain will be coming to my house, so hopefully next week I will be talking about that, giving more detail with hands-on with that. But that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Right on. I dig it. You've been a busy boy, you son bitch.
Oh, well, I also been doing Final Fantasy 9, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Final Fantasy 9.
I know, just rub it in our faces that you know you actually get time to play video games.
Must
Eat
be
a dick.
at work.
I was gonna say, how do you find time to sleep between work and playing all these games?
Well, this week our hours got cut like major,
oh,
so
yuck.
like look. For Sunday to Tuesday, I've been catching up on a lot of
Yeah,
games.
okay, I get you. Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, there's some games I did pick up, but there are some that I need to finish. Like I got the Dragon Quest 11 demo, but I didn't start it, even though I started up Dragon Quest 11 on PlayStation 4. So. Which is a pretty fun game. I'm still getting used to the combat system to that game, but yeah.
And Kathy, what have you been jiving on? Hit us with
Well,
that jive talk.
jive talk. There ain't no jive talking with me. Just hang loose, bro. What is that? How did it go in Airplane? No, I'm not even gonna try. I'm off my game tonight. I'm
If I'm
sorry.
feeling really froggy when I edit this tomorrow, I will find the audio of that clip and just insert it.
That is
speak
one
jive.
of my. That
I
is
speak
one
jive.
of my. Oh, excuse me, stewardess. I speak jive.
Yeah.
That is probably
I
one.
love that movie.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're getting off track here, but
Don't call me Shirley.
Airplane is one of those movies I can put in, and no matter what mood I'm in, how bad, that movie will make me laugh like no other, and just lift
Damn
my
Skippy.
spirits. So,
The
but anyhow,
thing about Airplane is that even years later after that movie come out, you still find something that you
you
never
missed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like shit.
that movie is fucking layers upon layers upon layers.
I
Gee.
still love when the announcers, the women and the men are
Oh, arguing over the yeah.
I fought out. I was just like, if this is the opening credits, I love Airplane so much. I'm sorry.
I love the joke
Uh.
they hit whenever they show a shot of the plane flying through the air. Because there's something wrong with that shot, and it's real subtle, but it's the audio that's wrong. I'm like, yes, because it's a fucking jet plane. And if you listen, you can hear
Just the
propellers running.
pop.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know they did that on purpose.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
That's how
Yeah.
smart those guys were.
Uh-huh.
So, but so anyhow, sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic there. So, what have I been playing? No
You mean
surprise.
Off topic. Have you not been here before? That's all this is ever is off topic.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever's. Fudge. Now I lost where I was at. Okay, games. What am I playing? So no surprise, Fortnite. It's just yeah, it's just an obsession now to the point where I got to complete those challenges. Ugh, so stupid. But I did play other games.
I gotta ask, what's happening in the world of Fortnite? Because I'm hearing a rumor that they're doing something with Stephen King's It Chapter 2.
Well, no, they didn't do that. If they are doing that, we'll see.
There's a rumor it's coming.
It might be coming, but what they did this week is, or actually just yesterday with the update, is in celebration of Borderlands 3. Is Borderlands 3 coming to Epic?
Yeah.
They took an area of the desert, and when you enter their bubble, you basically enter Pandora. And it goes into the actual style of the Borderlands game. So your character takes on that cartoony look. The whole world has that look. There's different quests that pertain to that. But yeah, it's a whole Borderlands theme. Everything has that Borderlands theme. If you want to see what it looks like, you'll have to check out my stream later tonight to see, because I will be running into there. But it is really kind of neat. I had no clue because I've never played Borderlands, so I had.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm like,
run some of that on our channel tonight.
It's a great game.
I would totally dig getting to see this Borderlands infused Fortnite just to see what the hell they did.
And it's just a small area. Nothing. I mean, it's still the same gameplay. Not like some of the other areas where they've got bubbles where you can't build, and then another area where you've got hordes of monsters coming after you. But yeah, this area. We were predicting it was going to be Moisty Mire, one of the old places coming back, but yeah, they made it into a Borderlands themed area. So it's interesting, and it's kind of nice to see. I kind of wish Dylan was here because he's the one who's been so adamant about Borderlands 3, especially with the whole Switch Epic thing. So would have liked to have gotten his opinion. But
which is funny that Borderlands 3 found out from someone on Twitter that it's not even available for pre-order on Epic. I'm like, wait, what?
I know, but I'm surprised. But
I don't understand the thing with pre-ordering digital games. Like, you're gonna run out of copies?
It's just to preload it. That's all.
Yes,
it's to preload it. Plus, they give some bonus features, and sometimes with the pre-orders for the like skins and stuff like that. Yeah. But yeah, so that's I haven't heard anything about the It, but it wouldn't surprise me. And if it does, I'm probably gonna take a break because I don't like It and the clowns in It. So yeah,
I don't like clowns either.
I wonder when the movie.
Oh, I love clowns. Like
the movie's coming up here fairly
next
soon.
weekend.
Yeah, I'm not big on like horror movies or anything, and there's only a couple of Stephen King like stories. I won't even say books, but stories that I like. And It was not one of them, truth be told. But I've been watching I've been seeing the previews and the trailers for Chapter 2. And I'm kind of getting an inkling to
you should watch
the first one.
You should. It's actually really good.
Actually, kind of has piqued my interest.
Yeah, we watched the first one when it came to streaming. Really enjoyed it, and I don't like those movies at all, but I like that one. It was well done.
Yeah,
I could do a horror movie anytime. Like,
not that I have a problem with horror movies. They just typically never interest me. They're generally so fucking awfully done.
See, that's why I like to watch them with a group of people who make fun of. We do our own commentary, and we make fun of the movie while watching it. I can't watch horror movies by myself because I freak out. But when I'm with other people who sit there and say, "Oh, you're going up the stairs. You shouldn't do that. You're gonna get stabbed," and then we take like bets on what's gonna happen. It makes it more interesting, and I can then watch it and see the humor in it.
Yes,
but
ask me as a black person, my black eyes see this foolishness and just like to yell, be like, once again, white people doing dumb stuff.
Well, like, that's
the joy.
A lot of us are white, Eddie, but we're not that white.
Hey, when they're talking black, look, when they're talking black guys out the picture, it's all be like, see, that's what you get.
It still reminds me of that commercial where it was I forget what they were selling, but making dumb decisions. Where why don't we hide behind the weapons, or let's go back up the stairs? Why don't we just get in the car that's running? But Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, so I haven't heard anything about it, but we'll see about that. Did play other stuff though, so Fortnite hasn't been necessarily my preferred game. I did play some Minecraft, got back into that. I haven't played that in forever, and now I remember why I stopped because it's very addicting.
You just
I'm
what are you the person to mine like
I
forever?
love to mine, but the
Yeah.
problem is where I built my house. Well, and I also like building and making, um, a nice little area.
Okay.
Well, first off, I kept dying and having to respawn because, yeah, I just kept getting hit by. I hate skeletons. They are the worst. Finally, I found a good place where there's a lot of wood and a lot of materials. So I started building my house, started mining, but I'm on a really bad area. But I found a great place to go mine. So now I'm building a bridge from my house all the way across to this mountain so I can start mining into it. And that's going to take a while. And it's so boring. It really is. But that I had about 6 people watching it last night. I'm like, this, like 4 in the morning. I'm like, okay.
It's just one of those games that's just
Well, it's like ASMR.
yeah.
It's just one of those relaxing. You just
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. But it's stupid. It's a stupid game. It really is. Yet I forgot how much I like it. So, yeah, Minecraft. I purchased Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, and Fallout 4, and started playing Fallout 4 because I couldn't get Fallout 3 to work, but I finally got Fallout 3 to work. So,
Kathy and I were going to play it together, but we had a falling out.
Continue, Kathy.
So, not sure how I like it. The rad roaches were not very. Yeah.
So how long did you play for?
I got out of Sanctuary Hills.
Okay.
I got through the Minutemen, the first part where you meet them
okay.
and you defeat.
Okay. Yeah.
So I got pretty far.
Yeah, you're doing good.
For the beginning, but then I was getting tired and I started making stupid mistakes, and yeah, I was having trouble shooting. I was like, yeah, my aim's off. Time to go to sleep. But yeah, no, it's okay. It's just it's different. It's not the type of game I normally want to play, but it's one I'm going to keep playing. And I really wanted to play Fallout 3 first and Fallout New Vegas before I played Fallout 4. But
yeah.
But
You're
I
okay.
like I said, I got Fallout 3 working, so I can go back and start that up. Let's see what else. Been playing some more Slime Rancher, just as kind of on the back burner. Apex. Nothing really to say about those. But then BioShock, got back into that. Had a great stream. What was that Thursday? It was a great stream, and then
Thursday.
Larry and I got back into it, and about an hour in, finally somebody comes in the chat and says, I can't hear you, and that's when I realized I never unmuted everything. So for an hour, it's nothing but silence.
I mean, you could have watched it, you just wouldn't have.
Yeah, you would have had no idea what was going on, but I erased that, and then I went back later on and I was so pissed off that I forgot to change it that I went back that night and just pushed to where a little bit further than where we had ended. So yeah, but we're heading into Fort Frolic. I think it is. So yay. But yeah, not much. That's been it. I'm trying to think. I'm looking at all my games because I downloaded some, got rid of some.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not much else. I mean, it's really just been that. That's been it. Yeah.
Okay. And Josh, what have you been doing other than like cutting down the fucking jungle in your backyard?
Yeah, I know, right? I was working on that a lot, and then I was working on Hollow Knight on my PS4 for some reason. I just turned it on, and I started playing that. I never played it on PS4, so I thought, we'll try it. So I got that. So I've been just kind of diddle-dallying in that, like not very much. Kind of ripping apart my game room. So things are unhooked and stuff is moved around. playing a lot of Gears Pop. I like that. Some game you should try if you haven't played it, and you
I
like
actually
playing.
kind of wanna.
It's a good game. It's a 2v2, so it's a 1v1. It's PvP, and it's really well done. It's fun. So
Okay.
I like it. Honestly, those are pretty much the two games I've been dabbling in a little bit. I've got some new Switch games. I just got
I know you said you got
Rive.
Rive.
Yeah, I got Rive. I just got it. I just haven't put it in yet to play, but that's pretty much where I'm at. And I got I found my Vita, so I turned that on. I finally got it charged up. I found the charging cable.
Oh yeah, does it still work?
Oh yeah, yeah, works
What do
good.
you have on your Vita? I'm curious.
Okay, so I've got like a bunch of PlayStation Plus stuff when I was PlayStation Plus, but Tearaway, is really good. God Eater 2 or whatever. I was playing that. Killzone Mercenary.
Oh
Which
God,
is-
that's a series I haven't thought about in like 10 years.
I know they need to
Killzone?
Yeah, they need to. Well, the last one was the launch of the PS4, and they really need to get back into there and kind of do more stuff with that.
Where they moved on to Horizon. So
Yeah.
Man,
Well,
Sony's been sitting on a bunch of IPs, just letting them
Infamous,
rot. Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But now that they're acquiring studios again, hopefully we'll start seeing some new stuff.
That reminds me, there's a rumor / news piece involving a Sony IP for later.
Oh,
For back half. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm excited. Not getting my hopes up, but I'm excited.
Pretty much on my Vita, that's what I've got on there right now. I've got Uncharted Golden Abyss, which is honestly a fantastic game.
Mhm.
I wish they could have brought it to like the actual PS4 so you could play it, or PS3 even. But
I'm sure they could have.
well, the thing is that they'd have to retool it because every one of these first-party games that came out on the Vita uses all this proprietary stuff that's in the Vita, like the back touchpad.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right.
There's that part in Uncharted where you have to, like, you're looking at a map and you actually have to put it to a light to get the
Oh.
light to shine through it, and then you move the Vita and then different parts of the map light up as you move it because the camera turns on.
That's
It's
cool.
Yeah, and like in Tearaway, I love it. Like you can actually push your fingers like through the world sometimes in the back.
Ooh.
So it uses all these, like, they kind of redid Tearaway for PS4, but they had to retool it.
Mhm.
So I think it was called something else. It was called Tearaway whatever, but
Yeah.
I haven't played that one yet. But that's a fantastic game. There's some really good games on the Vita. Unfortunately, it just didn't really take off. Yeah, and now the Switch does pretty much everything the Vita was doing, and everybody loves it.
Mhm.
But
Well,
it is a little different.
Nintendo chose to support the Switch.
Yeah,
Versus Sony just left it in a ditch for dead, like in an aborted fetus.
I mean, the thing about the Vita
Oh.
is it's terrible. That
Well,
it's
that's really what they did. They
Yeah.
gave push to it
Larry,
and
you
then
could have came
dropped
up with a better analogy than that.
No, I think that's a pretty apt analogy for what Sony did
No,
to the Vita.
it was horrible.
It came out and they left it in a dumpster.
Like a prom
They
night
couldn't
dumpster
have even
baby.
dropped it off at a fire station or like a convent.
I mean, they've been trying to kill that thing for years, but basically the fans didn't let it die.
Right.
And I mean, I think the Vita has some of the highest attachment rates, like nine or 10 games, or even more than that. It's like a huge amount of games for each system that's sold. So
Yeah, and that's what boggles the mind is because that kind of attachment rate and that kind of like fan community support. Why in the fuck did Sony not like pick that up?
I honestly don't know, and I just don't know if it.
Understand that.
Yeah, and then when you use it as a PS4 remote play, it's actually pretty good with that too. Depending on what you're playing, because sometimes there's not enough buttons. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Let's see. What have I been playing? So actually I played a bunch of stuff. Little bits of a whole bunch of stuff. I cracked open Steamberg on my Switch. I'm not impressed at all. The voice acting is just stiff and like weird and awkward. The that whole statement translates to the gameplay as well.
Okay.
It feels super slow. It's like a top down isometric ish
So
game.
like 3/4 view or
Yeah, sort. It's way more top down though than it
Okay.
is,
okay.
offside isometric.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it
Mhm.
is kind of at that, cornered. But in any case, so your goal is to how do I describe it? You're trying to kill all the robots that are glomping through town, except the robots aren't that fucking smart, and so in order to kill them, you just have to draw them in or draw them near to these big like Tesla coil water tower looking things, and it will zap the robots, but you can't get too close to it yourself or it'll zap you. If you get too close to the robots, they'll fucking light your ass on fire. But the whole gameplay is like super stiff and super sluggish. Like if they could fix one or the other, like pick up the pace or not
Mhm.
make it feel so rigid, it would be okay. God, if they could fix both of those, that'd be fantastic. But altogether, it could have been something neat. They could have, delivered like a cool story. You could have had at least a nifty little niche puzzle game, and it was none of those. I was severely let down. But again, it's one of those that I picked up months upon months ago because it was on sale for a couple dollars. So worst case, I'm out a couple dollars.
Yeah.
Other than that, uh, I piddled around with another cheap, like 99-cent on sale indie game called Estiman. Um, do not buy this game. It's fucking terrible. Just no. It's one of those like, how fast can you visually process basic stupid information? Like count the number of shapes or count the number of these shapes when it's mixed in with a whole bunch of other shapes and it's fucking stupid. Um Now, on the flip side of that coin, another like 99-cent indie game, that I didn't really have high hopes for, that I actually really kind of dig, called Membrane. And I'm liking Membrane. It's this weird, bizarre, um, how do I explain this art style? Um, like bad sketchbook LSD trip. It's real fucking funky art style. Like think kind of heyday of MTV animation, drawn in the back of a steno book, kind of thing going on, except it's definitely got more color to it than that. But it's got that weird kind of off look to it.
Mhm.
But it's good. Um, your platform, it's a platform with some light puzzle elements. Um, but the catch is that you have the ability to shoot out like these little pellet things that actually like stick to surfaces and including each other, and you can use them to build platforms to help yourself across, but you have a limited supply. And so in order to replenish your supply, you actually have to shoot like dissolvers and reabsorb the ones that you shot out and be able to carry them with you. But additionally, kind of World of Goo-esque in terms of physics, because you can like shoot a straight line of them, but if there's nothing under it to support it, it'll start like falling and bending and shit. And so you have to like account for the weight of your character on it and everything. Like if you're trying to build a bridge to get over like a gap of acid or something, it's really cool. But the whole thing takes place inside of like a person, and so you're going through like different parts, like getting through their brain for 5 stages, and then playing around in their inner ear and all over the place. And
Mhm.
I was really digging it. It's pretty nifty. Um, that was one that was actually worth the get. I got a couple that I picked up on sale that I've banked one of which I have played plenty of on my 360, but I have it on the go. I know I said I was going to hold off because my gut tells me LRG is going to do it, but I'm like, it was $2 on sale. At $2, I will do the double dip. I picked up Bastion.
Oh,
And
good.
yeah, and because I skipped Transistor from LRG, Transistor was on sale for like $4, so I grabbed Transistor.
And see, I already had Transistor when you was telling us about it. All I needed was to get Bastion because I have, like I said, I have Bastion on PS4, but and Transistor. But I was just like, having these games on the go. I've played Bastion, but Transistor I haven't started yet, and I really want to give that game a go. So having it with me on all times, I'd be like, you know what? Let me start this up and see what the deal about it, because they said it's a really great game.
Yeah.
I piddled around with a couple of runs of Robot Named Fight just to dip my toes back in it a little bit. No real particular earth-shattering progress by any means. Actually, I was just rusty and I got my ass kicked worse than I used to. Let's see here. Dinked around with a little bit of Switch and Shoot because I wanted something easy and mindless, and Switch and Shoot is just that, but it's also fun and it still entertains me. Again, that game is super cheap and it's actually a lot of fucking fun. I solidly recommend it. At the very least, if you have a Switch, put it on your wish list, on your eShop wish list on your Switch. Wait for it to go on sale, and the moment it does, grab it, because it's okay at its regular price. Anything under that is more than reasonable. So, and that I only say that with the caveat that for those that aren't sure that they will like it or get their money's worth out of it, grab it on sale. If you know that shmups are your thing and you want a slightly different, odd take on a shmup, grab it at full price. It's a couple dollars all the same, and you'll have fun with it. Actually ran about a 45-minute stream of some more part 2 of SteamWorld Dig 2 earlier this evening before we started our recording tonight. Working our way down, I met the Shiners and talked to Rosie, and Rosie gave me the hook shot, which I forgot how awesome the hook shot in SteamWorld Dig 2 is. That thing is like super awesome and baller. I fucking love that. I am finding myself liking some of the more layered stuff more this time than I did the first time. Like the upgrade cog stuff that supplements your other upgrades and abilities, like your body armor and your water tanks and all that shit. I'm finding I like the extra layer of upgrades to it a little more this time than I did the first time. It's not that it detracted, but it didn't grab me as much as it should have, which kind of leans back to what I've said, numerous times before. It is objectively a better game than SteamWorld Dig 1, but SteamWorld Dig 1 is the one that always kept drawing me back, and it probably still will continue to be that way, but I am finding more of an appreciation for it this second time around than I did the first time. So there's that. I'll be streaming some more of that. Well, for those of us here, tomorrow. For those listening, yesterday. But it'll all be going up on the YouTube channel because there's a ton of stuff going up on the YouTube channel right now, day over day over day. I'm catching up on getting a bunch of backlogged World 1-1 plays all uploaded to the YouTube channel and scheduling them out, one a day. So there should be like a week and a half's worth of stuff rolling out on the channel without missing a day. So there's going to be plenty of stuff coming out there. So keep an eye on that. Lots of new stuff to enjoy. And then lastly, I cracked open another, one of those dirt cheap, found it for a couple dollars indie games that, it's always a coin toss. But this one was a winner. I'm liking it. I started playing The Way Remastered. And
Yes.
Okay, Eddie's got this one.
I
Eddie's
beat
got
it.
love for that. Nice. I
Dude,
have not. Don't spoil shit for me.
I'm not gonna spoil anything. It takes some time at the end of the thing, but dude, I spent like 2 whole days playing this game straight.
Nice.
It's really good.
Okay, so you know then, I want to know if you think I'm nuts for this comparison. Just in terms of gameplay, it reminds me of Oddworld. Like Abe's Odyssey, Abe's Exodus. You feel me on this?
At points, yes. But it's probably that and a mixture of Flashpoint. Was it Flashpoint?
Flashback.
Flashback, yes.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of that. Because there are some puzzles later on in the game that is literally Oddworld. So you probably enjoy that part.
Oh,
but
dude, it's like from the beginning, like when you're getting to, get the rocket ship or the spaceship ready to go.
Yeah.
And you've got to like crawl through the vents and avoid the sensors. Like I'm playing this going, God, this feels like Abe's Odyssey so hard.
Yes.
So, but from what little I've picked up of the story so far, the story's not bad. It's about astronaut space dude. His wife died in some horrible tragic accident, and they said there's nothing that can be done. And he discovers or hears about this like fountain of life kind of thing somewhere in space, and so he's sneaking back into the space station to steal the spaceship, and he's going to go take his dead wife's body into outer space and try and find the fountain of life and bring her back to life kind of thing going on. And truth be told, like I said, it's the story is told in a mix of like text and voice acting, but even like some of the text, the way they present it, it isn't just like you walk past something on the wall that it wants to tell you what it is, and it just goes block text. No, it like kind of like fades it in and like spots it all over the place, and it actually has like artistic flair to it, which is really cool. It's it's a really like super old school retro pixel look to it. I would probably put it on par with something around the NES era. Just way more pulled back than the NES could ever pull off. So but it's got that kind of definition to it. And I was really not expecting, especially after coming off of Steamberg, I was not expecting much out of the voice acting. Like honestly, I wasn't even expecting voice acting when I first started it up. I'm like, cool, I'm just gonna read a bunch of text, but maybe it'll tell me a decent story. All right, and then the voice acting kicks in. I'm like, oh, it's actually got like talking, cool. And the voice acting's not amazing, but it's definitely fucking serviceable.
Yes. It really feels like a old PC game, but but tighter. It really feels good. Like it feels good on Switch. We're not denied that. But I was just like, because I think when I brought it, it was like 39 cents when I brought it. It was like really cheap.
Yeah, and it was dirt cheap.
Yeah, I didn't expect this adventure to be like this. To it literally hooks you in and stuff.
Yeah, and I want to like put this and Steamberg next to each other. Like I want to get the guys that made Steamberg and the guys that made The Way Remastered and put them in the same room. I want to stand next to the guys that made The Way and gals, whoever. Sorry, I have not looked up the dev.
The team.
But yeah, there you go. The team, the crew, the fam, whatever. I want to stand next to the fam from The Way and, just kind of like give that stern, serious, kind of disappointed in your behavior parental look to the team from Steamberg and like, now look, your voice acting, we need to talk about this, guys. Like, I'm not mad, I'm not angry, but your mom and I were just disappointed in you. Because here's a game that, and that's the thing. It's like, I'm looking at Steamberg going, okay, you've kind of got that lo-fi indie thing going on, but you're not like rolling for that full retro look feel, but your voice acting is shite. It's stiff. It's god awful. The way, on the other hand, where I expected none, it's like if you're going to put it in, you need to at least go serviceable.
Yes.
And the way is like, I almost, as I say it, saying that it's serviceable almost feels like it's derogatory. It's not. I mean, it is like rock solid. I'm not giving it like 9s and 10s, but it's sitting at like somewhere like a solid 7.5 in terms of like voice acting delivery. You know, it's definitely there. It's happening.
It's fitting for a game like this in its style. It is. You know, so
and
even though
I was thinking, like, just by comparison, though, like another game that, you know, went with that full retro PC feel, but went the route of voice acting, you know, took it that step further that you couldn't have done if it had come out in the era that it's styled after.
Yes.
You know, but was Thimbleweed Park. You know, Thimbleweed Park, you've got that super retro PC point-click adventure thing going on, but man, that voice acting that when they made the choice and they fucking committed to it hard, because the voice acting in Thimbleweed Park is A fucking plus. Like, every actor in that game totally bought into that shit and delivered. And I'm looking at Steenberg going, the fuck happened to you? Where did you fall off the track? So, but no, the Way Remastered is a solid find. It's a solid buy. I give it a hearty recommendation. And I'm looking forward to digging into more of that and plowing through more of that story, because I'm actually interested to see how that rolls out. So, I know Eddie said he just, you know, went at it hard for like 2 days. Eddie's version of, you know, 2 days of time to play a game and my version of 2 days of, you know, time to play a game are two grossly different things. But I do definitely think it's going to be getting done. So, but I mean, I know I've kind of got a full slate in terms of what I'm looking at playing tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a whole lot of indie action on stream. So tomorrow's going to be more Hollow Knight, more SteamWorld Dig, and quite possibly some Shovel Knight. So I might even try and crack back into Euphoria. I know I've been talking about it, and every time I want to get to that game, I'm like, that's a late night game for me. But lately here, all my late nights just consist of, I'm dead, I'll see you in the morning. So, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel a little more fucking refreshed. But that's I want to say that's what I've been playing, but I think I was playing something on my Xbox, but I don't remember what. So apparently not. Yeah, that's what I've been playing. We'll call it there. So without further ado, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back with the third half of the show and make our way over to the news desk, because we've got lots of cool stuff to talk about this week in news. So with that being said, break, and we're back. This is the third half of the show, where we're this week going to be making our way on over to the news desk. So getting into it this week, great big pile of cool stuff. I think we're going to start light just because there's not much here, but I did want to bring it up because we were discussing over the break, this little article didn't get me excited, but it did make me happy. And I feel it's important to stipulate the difference between those two things, because I am not inherently anticipating anything coming of this, but if it does, happy fucking day. So we were talking a little bit the first half of the show about Sony IPs that they just sit on, you know, and let fucking rot away. The head of Bluepoint, who they've done the remasters for like Shadow of the Colossus, the Uncharted Nathan Drake trilogy, as well as several others, was talking in an interview that one of those long dormant Sony IPs that he would love to work a remaster on was actually Legend of Dragoon. And that thought alone just thrills me to death. Like, give me that. Bring me that back. Like, I may never get a sequel, but you can at least, like, gussy it up and bring it up to date. So I'm okay with that too. Let's make that shit happen. Pretty please. So I'm sure I'm not the only one, at this table here that would get a little chubby at the prospect.
Oh, and you're the only one, because I never played Legend Dragoon, but what I've seen of it, I'm like, this doesn't interest me at all.
Oh, the story was so good. It was.
I really tried with Sony's first party RPGs back in the day and just couldn't. I don't know what they were thinking, but they were not all good.
Dude, Legend of Dragoon was a fucking standout.
I think so. I thought it was good.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it had to be in the right kind of mode to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Especially those old PS1 RPGs. Like, they are different. And I do get Eddie's point on that. Like, especially if you went back to play them now, they definitely have to be remastered.
Yeah. I will say, to an extent, Legend of Dragoon holds up in certain ways, because a lot of the background art was pre-rendered.
Right.
And so, some of that holds up a little bit better just because of that fact. But no, it's understandable. I want to say it was less than a year ago I actually started replaying it just a little bit, just to refresh myself, and I was still finding myself really enjoying the shit out of it though. So I could still go back to it. That active time battle system that they did, I really enjoyed. I really liked the combat in it.
Yeah.
It kept it from feeling just like the monotony of menu,
Yeah.
select,
Mm-hmm.
animation, wait, menu. So that active time system that they used, I really enjoyed, and it had a rhythm to it that made it real satisfying to hit. So, but that's me. But I would love to see that come around again and get a new lease on life, personally. But like I said, that's a light one. There's not much to say on that because there's nothing actually happening, at least at this point, as far as anyone's willing to own up to. But when that gets announced officially in a year, you can, we can say, hey, called it.
We did.
But I don't think it'll happen though. I mean, Sony's had so much time to do anything with it, and just fucking hasn't. But on to other news. Let's unpack the big one, and then Eddie's got one that we'll close out with. Because who doesn't love a good controversy? So earlier today, Yacht Club ran their own little mini direct presentation thing with some finally long fucking awaited and goddamn overdue news and info on several things, including some unexpected shit. So we got a new trailer for the King Knight DLC, King of Cards for Shovel Knight, which looks fantastic. I'm hoping, but I am not expecting King of Cards to be quite as much of a shakeup to Shovel Knight as Spectre Knight was.
Right.
But I'm hoping. I mean, it's got a couple things going for it, like the new card game thing that's packed in there, which I'm still trying to wrap my head around from the couple of seconds of gameplay of the card game that I saw. But I'm sure once I get into it, I'll be like, okay, this is pretty slick. This is pretty slick.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, it looks fantastic. Oh, I cannot wait to go back to the world of Shovel Knight. And man, that music fucking just gets me every time. It's so good. But so King of Cards, announced, as well as they were showing Shovel Knight Showdown, which is kind of like a Smash like combination Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, meshed with Shovel Knight kind of brawl fighter going on. Up to 4-player, head to head, looked actually like a ton of fun. This is packed in and free, and I could see myself having a great time with this. I don't know if you caught it though, but they did show in there too. That's going to be offline co-op only, or
Yes.
offline multiplayer
Yep.
only. No online match for that, which I thought was a little peculiar. But
And just leg
it's
issues. Yeah.
quite likely is
Yep.
what it is. I mean, it's not, Yacht Club is big as they've gotten, in the 5 years since, Shovel Knight's been out, because God, it's been 5 years now since Shovel Knight first hit the street.
Yeah.
But like, wow, where the fuck does the time go, right?
But you also got to add in the fact with a lot of the delays that came even before the release.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. But so Shovel Knight Showdown also going to be rolling out with the King of Cards DLC. And finally, at long last, the Amiibo 3-pack will finally be coming. And as promised, just like they said they would, back when they joined us on the show about 2 years ago. Retail release of Shovel Knight Treasure Trove finally coming for Switch and PS4, which we all expected. But the surprise one here, because this is the one that just doesn't seem to really be getting the hard copy retail releases, especially on indie stuff like everybody else. Hard copy physical release coming for Xbox One as well.
Yeah.
So hooray! And all that is finally at long last hitting in just a matter of months, coming in December. So we don't have it locked down to a date, but they've at least narrowed it down to a month. They said it's done, it's coming. You can expect it in December. I'm like, all right, it's gonna be a good fucking Christmas. Hell yeah!
I'm
gonna play games. I'm gonna play with my little Amiibo toys, and
I have an ounce of doubt that it's going to get pushed into next year.
No, it's not going to.
I think it would be. I think if they're going to certify something with that, a Nintendo Direct is needed. Not saying a Nintendo Direct now, but one like in October or November, like the final one of the year. Like if we see that in a Nintendo Direct and it's actually dated, then I actually will believe it. But for right now, I just have an ounce, just an ounce of doubt.
I'm not feeling the doubt, man. Straight from the horses. And hear me out here.
Mm.
So they had 12 minutes worth of content to pack in to their Direct, and they packed a lot into 12 minutes. They really did. But here's my thing. One, that much content, I think it's just become too big to fit into the indie world, indie showcase, whatever the hell you want to call it. And two, I don't think that it's the right fit there was just too much to cover to slot it into what'll probably hypothetically be a 20 to 40 minute Direct in September.
Right. That's why I said.
So going their own route, I don't think they'd throw the date out unless they had it all packed down, certified in gold, and dated from all the manufacturers.
Yeah, and that's why I said for the next, not a rumor Nintendo Direct for next month, nothing like that. I'm just saying, like maybe in November, if they do like the final Direct of 2019, and it shows up there, if they get a date of it, then it'll be, to me personally, it'll feel like it's ready to go. That they're truly going to be committed to having it out in December. It's just that I think
they're committed.
Yeah, I just think with all the information that they were able to give a date, I don't know. I know they said they're finishing everything, but I feel like if they were really finished,
King of Cards is done.
Right. I feel like if they were really finished with King of Cards and everything, we should have got a date. We should have got some, more than just December 2019. We should have got an official date. They should have been able to lock it down. That's why I said I have an ounce of doubt. Just a little ounce of doubt right there. If it does show up in the Nintendo Direct and it is dated, then I'll be like, okay, it is coming out in December. I'm just saying that. For me.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe it's not. Nintendo may not be the reason that they don't have like the date locked down. Past just knowing December. Maybe it's something on like back end manufacturing or packaging or something like that, where they're working with somebody to make sure, and they've got orders in and they're just waiting on a response saying, we've got it in December. We just, we're working through the details of physical printing, packing, and shipping to confirm the date, because that's still, 4 months out, 4 months out.
Getting all the business stuff, like actual business stuff out.
Right.
I mean, I could see that, yeah.
So, but I mean, at this point, I'd be willing to bet they've already talked to Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and gotten the clearance to get it to drop somewhere in December, wherever need be, once they get the final date locked in.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's my suspicion. But again, it's just that it's a hunch, it's a guess, whatever.
I will say that I hope they drop it out on a Friday, just for everybody, for Xbox One, PS4, PC, if they want to, and for Switch. I think the
Switch is going to be a Thursday. It's going to be a Thursday.
But you know what? I think with physical and digital coming out probably at the same time, I think a Friday going into the weekend would be a better smart deal for it. Because then people will be like, okay, if they throw up pre-orders, then that's fine for people who want it digitally. But if everybody wanted to get a physical, I feel like it's a fair, it's just fair across all three platforms that they drop it out on a Friday.
We'll see.
For people who want it.
Right. So that's big news, and they had a couple other announcements slide in there too. One, they were talking the new upcoming Shovel Knight board game that actually looks pretty cool.
Yep.
I need to find out what their Kickstarter for that looks like, because that's got about a week left on it. Yeah, what's that looking like?
So for a $40 or more pledge, you get the 2D Shovelry Pack pledge. That's what it's called. You receive one copy of the game and a 2D edition, as well as all the stretch goals. And then for $70 or more, you get a 3D deluxe edition. So it's the same thing, but the characters are 3D modeled.
Ooh.
And pre-assembled. And you can click on it. The Kickstarter is pretty good. I mean, it's already funded, so
that's what they're saying.
Yeah,
they said they still got a bunch of stretch goals they'd like to hit, though.
Yeah, there's a few of them here. I just didn't look at them yet.
Those are estimated to be shipping in September
2020.
Yeah, September 2020. So sorry, I read it and I even meant to have that. I'm like, that's a pertinent piece of information, and my brain just stopped at September. Like, God damn it.
Yeah. So I mean, it looks cool. They even have some bonus packages that they're making. There's you can get the Black Knight, I think.
Okay.
Optional add-on, the Black Knight add-on for $15. And the gameplay looks really interesting because it's almost like it's procedurally generated.
Mm-hmm.
It's randomized, so that's cool.
Yeah, it looked pretty sharp from what I saw. And then on top of that, one last thing from the Yacht Club presentation, brand new game in the Shovel Knight universe, Shovel Knight Dig. So y'all saw it. What are you feeling? What'd you think? Let's hear the impressions.
I was thinking more like.
Oh no, I want to hear from Kathy. That face tells me I want to know what you got to say on this.
It didn't really do anything for me. I think the other one was a little bit more interesting, but that's just the way I am.
Okay. All right, Eddie, fire away. What you got?
Kind of feel like a SteamWorld Dig to me in a sense,
Hmm.
with a little platforming from DuckTales, in some areas. Um, it looks fine. I think I like the animation. At first, when I seen the picture of it on Game Informer, just like a still photo, it kind of gave me like Minish Cap, like
Kind of.
GBA look.
I thought it kind of like Spelunky, SteamWorld, just this
Mhm.
kind of weird kind of amalgamation.
Wait,
It's. I need to see more of it.
Yeah, I think it was just like the graphic style, just
Yeah.
the animation, just looking at it without it moving. I was just like, man, that really looks like a Minish Cap, like just the look and
Uh-huh.
feel of it. But then seeing it in motion, it looks like something else. I think I'll wait for more info about it, but it looks fine. It looks good.
Yeah, it to me it really looks like they took the Shovel Knight engine, mechanics, gameplay, just the way that Shovel Knight feels when you're playing it.
Yeah.
Which to your comment, it's always kind of had that little touch of DuckTales with like the pogo jump on the shovel and everything. That's always been something kind of inherent in the DNA. And it's like they just kind of took that DNA and spliced it with maybe like some Dig Dug Mr. Driller, which
Mhm.
I think to that point is a fair assessment to say it definitely gives off a certain, almost like SteamWorld Dig 1, but skinned with Shovel Knight instead. Like it took the SteamWorld Dig baseline and said, we're going to take this, but we're going to make it play like this. So I
Yeah.
can get behind that. I can have fun with that because I will say there's something to be said for that because don't get as much as I like SteamWorld Dig, the part of the reason I like it is very methodically paced.
Yeah.
I won't say slow, but it is definitely very methodical and rhythmic in that. And just that dig, 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 dig versus Shovel Knight. Dig looks way more frenetic in terms of its movement, its combat, way more Twitch responsey. So that's one for when you want to get the blood pumping, because I mean it. Same thing with when you play Shovel Knight. It's a great 2D action game that you're going to get into awesome platforming and boss fights that will get the blood pumping because it'll actually challenge you.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm hyped. It looks sharp, but that one they did say they've been working on for quite a while, and that it is definitely a ways out with no prospective release date whatsoever.
Yes.
So, but that's one though that they are doing in a partnership with a fairly prominent mobile game developer as well, whose name now escapes me because mobile games is not my thing.
Neon Bite.
That's it. Thank you. I would say I'd recognize if I heard it. I just couldn't think of it off the top of my head. But yeah, so that's a partnership with them, and they did say that they are hoping it is the first of many rock solid partner joint ventures. So depending on how Shovel Knight Dig pans out, we may be seeing more of that, and I can't help but think, given that Shovel Knight Dig is going to be kind of in that vein of Dig Dug Mr. Driller SteamWorld, where you're kind of working your way down a chasm. I would really love to have that vertical option and play that with my Switch grip. Full screen, baby. Just saying. It feels like it would be right. Come on, Yacht Club, do the right thing for me. Let me turn that screen orientation, please. So, but yeah, that's the Yacht Club direct presentation Shovel Knight shenanigans. But no, like I said, 12, 13-minute presentation,
Mhm.
jam-packed, front to back. I am thrilled to finally be able to close the book on this and play the end of Shovel Knight. Like, God, it's been such a wait. You know, God, Eddie, how many times have you and I, every time there's been a director like, yeah, that's great. Where the fuck's King Knight?
Yeah.
So,
Even like once they announced it, we just like, we need to know this should be ended. This should be ended. Then when we got teased with the amiibo, we just like, okay, the game is coming. The game is coming, and we just constantly talked about it, and now it's finally getting ready to be get to its close ending. So I can't wait. I didn't buy Shovel Knight yet on Switch because of the collection of having the whole all the DLC in the whole game, and
I couldn't wait that long
amiibos
to
and
play
stuff.
Spectre Knight. Spectre Knight was too good.
Well, like I have it on Wii U, but I was just like, I would rather wait for everything to come for Switch, and now it's coming, so I can finally buy the game.
Right. So that's going to be, God, let's see. 1, 2, 3. This will probably be at least the 4th time that I've bought Shovel Knight. So, yeah, we're going to be hitting the quad dip.
And you wonder why I have my issues with the physical copies of games. My God, guys. Jeez.
I know.
I mean, I've been on board with Shovel Knight from day one, though.
It's our old school spirit of owning physical.
It's
hey,
what? Hey, it's for horses.
Hey, I'll just
cheaper, grass is free, buy a farm, get all 3. Hey-o!
I'm just being real, Kathy. It's our old school spirit.
So
I'm old school, and you don't see me triple, quadruple dipping into shit like that.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Plus, honestly, that much game for the price, I have no qualms throwing money at that at Yacht Club.
Right.
Not to mention, they were cool enough to come hang out with us on the show. So, point of reference, just a referral back. You want to hear, all about the making and development and what went into Shovel Knight. You can go into the archives and check out that interview from a couple of years ago when Yacht Club was on the show with us. Yeah. So super cool dudes.
We had a discussion about Castlevania and Mega Man, and they got
a little bit of everything.
They won. They won. I lost an argument against the guys at Yacht Club, and we all fell out laughing. It was really good. So check it out.
So, but so we got one more, and this one's coming from Eddie. Eddie wants to talk about furries.
No, I don't. So the story goes: Eon Fury, Fury, developer Backtracks, says it won't remove gay joke because of censorship. This story is coming from Kotaku. It says, upon its release, Ion Fury seemed like a bulletproof success. The Duke Nukem and Shadow Warrior inspired retro shooter launched earlier to rave reviews, with many praising its bloody, chunky blend of old and new. But shortly after, players discovered homophobic content in the game, and some began to circulate screenshots of transphobic and sexist comments made by the game's developers on Discord. The game's developer and publisher apologized and said they removed the homophobic content from the game. But this week, the Ion Fury team is singing a different tune. Ion Fury lead developer Richard Gobiel, who goes by the handle Terminx on Steam, and who had appeared to have taken part in the Discord conversations criticizing SJWs. Feminists and trans people post a statement via his Steam account that was described as a joint statement from Voidpoint and 3D Realms. We will absolutely not be censoring Ion Fury or any of our other games now or in the future, including but not limited to by removing gags such as gaming's most controversial facial wash, the statement said. The in-game content, which Voidpoint had deemed homophobic, in a statement to Eurogamer last week, included shampoo bottles with the word "oh gay" on them, as well as a secret area containing the word "fag bag." This, alongside the derogatory Discord comments from two Ion Fury developers about trans people and women, had inspired the studio and publisher 3D Realms to respond. In last week's statements, Voidpoint had described the comments and in-game content as insensitive, unacceptable, and counterproductive to cause of equality, saying that it would donate $10,000 to LGBTQ anti-suicide nonprofit The Trevor Project and patch the content out of the game. Publisher 3D Realms said the content was not approved by us and said future contracts will allow the publisher to sever relationships with anyone who didn't follow its zero tolerance policy for hate speech. Since then, Ion Fury has been dogged by negative reviews, dropping its almost unanimously positive Steam score down to mostly positive overall. Reviews left in the past 30 days average out as being mixed. Recent negative reviews largely rage about, you guessed it, the developers caving to SJWs and censorship. If I could refund this game at this point, I would read one of over 400 negative reviews published last week. I would, because despite being a wonderful game and something I dreamed since FPS alternative to generic Call of Duties, I won't ever support a company that caves into the cries of the also oppressed boo-hoo snowflakes. Steam's new anti-review bomb system, which supposedly notes when they have been off-topic review activity and removes all reviews during a specific time period from a game score, did not flag this deluge of negativity. Some of these reviews did technically relate to in-game content, even though no changes have actually been made to the game yet. Kotaku reached out to Valve for more information, but didn't receive a response. Regardless, Voidpoint and 3D Realms appears to have heard the masses' outrage about outrage loud and clear. 3D Realms issued a separate statement to Kotaku in which it expressed support for Voidpoint's decision to furiously defend its joke about how Olay, a shampoo brand that had a catchy commercial in the 90s, is gay.
So, Eddie, Kathy, Josh, I'm gonna let you jump in. I got some thoughts, but I want you guys in first before I want to see if maybe somebody hits on what I'm thinking.
I don't think it's people are, screaming for censorship or anything. It's just something that feels insulting and derogative, and you don't want to do that to a group of people or a community who really loves your game, but then don't feel valued or respected because you think that this is a joke or it feels right to do something that's insensitive to a group of people. They pay money for your product to play and to really enjoy. They didn't pay for them to find out that they're going to be insulted or anything because of who they are. And I feel like Ion Fury, if they promised that they was going to take this content out and everything, they should have done that. They shouldn't have lied to the consumers or the people who voiced their opinion about their game that they paid for them to not follow through. And I think Kotaku, I don't know if they actually gave the $10,000 to the Trevor Project yet, but something like this, just now, now they're probably going to have people not buying their game. I mean, there is a LGBTQ gaming community who will support games. But if they feel like they're not going to be valued or worth the time or even accepted in a manner that they could be just looked at as a prop or a joke, no one's going to pay for your game. So,
Kathy, thoughts? No? All right.
I have them. I'm
Go
trying
for
to find. No, I'm trying to find the things I don't say the wrong. I don't want to be misunderstanding what's going on. So I'm trying to find. I'm trying to go through everything. So I will have. I want to make sure what I say is in proper context with knowing everything before I say what I have to say.
Okay.
Sorry.
LeGrew, what do you got?
I don't know. I'm kind of in
Going
the
around.
same boat. I'm trying to I'm not really sure if it is censorship or not. It's just, I don't think that that's what they're asking for. It just seems like, and it's not a slippery slope type situation. It's just it was a insensitive joke, really.
Mm-hmm. And I want to roll on with what you just said right there. Insensitive, sure, but joke. Here's where I'm really starting to take issue, because this has been flying around a lot the last couple days. Because Ion Fury is not the only one that's had some of this. Yeah, this is floated outside the gaming realm too. Most recently, with a certain comedian, we won't mention names, but only specifically for the fact that it's off topic. But so jokes get made, and immediately the turnaround is so and so is homophobic, so and so is transphobic. I would like to really take a minute to fucking clarify here. I don't think that word means what you fucking think it means.
Right.
I'm sorry. You have grossly, for years now, misused those words. Words matter. It makes a difference. If you cannot say what you mean, then you cannot possibly mean what you say. Phobia, phobic, fear, irrational, intense fear of. I made a gay joke. I have made numerous gay jokes at Eddie's expense, no less. You know this, and I love you.
Right.
However,
but
I am not homophobic because I am not afraid of gay people. I do not have an intense, irrational fear of the gay mob coming after me in my sleep going, "We've got swatches! We've got swatches!"
I think the thing about it is that you can make a gay joke, but you could be clever about it. And it felt like this
That's fine. You can be clever about it. Whether it's clever or not does not mean it is homophobic.
But it feels like, I think
it might be lazy.
I think the homophobia part actually came more into the two developers and the Discord thing, because there was some stuff that they said, and I think that's where a lot of people mostly had the problem. They voiced their opinion about the in-game content, and that. But then when they found out these developers were really kind of showing their personality and true colors on how they kind of feel about trans people and gay people, I think that spoke more volume to what that in-game content is. Because you just don't, like I said, it's a clever way to have gay jokes in a video game, even in movies, even just in a comedy set. There's ways to have it and really be clever that's going to make people laugh and not be insulting. But then when you take it a little bit more far, because you as a developer are personally saying it, then people see that this is more than just an in-game joke. This is something that we feel like you actually believe. And that's a shame, as you, as a great developer who helped make this great game, that you put your belief into this, and we see where it comes from. I think if they didn't if nobody found out about the Discord discussion and stuff, I think they probably would have, taken the content out or edited it out or whatever, and everything would have been normal. But when those developers got into Discord and people found out, that's when more of the problems came from.
And here's where I think you're going to run into an issue there, is that at this point, they are in a 100% no-win scenario.
Right.
Because here's the thing. You've got half of them going, take it out, change it. The other half going, no, leave it there. Like, we're not offended. This, we're not upset, and we're more ticked if you change the product that we have that we already paid for. It's like, we knew what we signed up for. This is what we got, and this is the product we want. You change it, half of them are going to be mad. Half of them are going to be mad if you don't change it. You were literally stuck in a no-win scenario.
But it comes into play is if they were some gay people who could overlook it, or some gay people who could accept it, I could understand. But yeah, they could be. I think they would have won if they just would have changed it. Like they promised that they would change it. I think they should have just changed it and left it alone. Not even got into Discord and say anything. Whether people gonna be mad or whatever, I think it's minor stuff that they could have changed, and probably nobody would have even noticed it.
Right. And you're right, and that's the thing, is that somebody done fucking opened their mouth and talked themselves into a problem.
But like having something like fag bag in the game, like that's people. I think the developers don't understand how gay people are dying for being gay and being called fags and faggots and stuff like that. Still, I think those developers, they take it as a joke, but I'm just like, some gay people are being straight up murdered for just being gay, and while they're being abused and hit and stuff, people are calling them faggots, and I think that is not a joke. And I think the developers don't see it like that. So when they say fag back, they don't understand what kind of comes along with that. They think it's a joke or just something funny in the game, but I'm just like, in real life, that really means something. That's really insulting to a lot of people in the gay community.
I can play, you already know this, I can play devil's advocate round and round for days, and it won't get anybody anywhere. So I mean, I'll just leave it on the thought that, like I said, circling back, one, words matter.
Yes.
Know and understand what you're saying. Stop misusing terminology to the point where you have devalued it and it now means nothing, instead of at least retaining its original meaning. 2, oh my God, developers, get a fucking hold of your PR department here. Seriously, learn when to keep your fucking mouth shut. Something like this, you're right. Holy fuck, this should have just been a quiet, fly-by-night patch that nobody
just edit
noticed.
It and be done with it. Yeah.
Seriously. But oh my God, you opened your mouth and made this a million times worse for yourself. And 3, at the end of the day, it is what it is at this point. They are now backed into a literal no-win scenario. And hopefully they have learned a lesson from this. So now what that lesson happens to be that they've chosen to learn, hopefully, that's anybody's guess at this point. Maybe it's just keep our mouth shut, or maybe it's a little bit better proofreading your final product before you ship. Right. It's like, and that's the thing too, seriously, when you put this shit out there, you have to go over every little inch of it with a spine-tooth comb, because you better fucking believe if you slipped up and missed something, best believe the internet's gonna fucking find it.
Yeah, and they will put it on Twitter, social media.
Oh, they will put that shit on blast.
Wiki.
With a quickness.
And before we continue on, I just sometimes feel like developers, if you're gonna do jokes and stuff like that, at least educate yourself before you make it. Like, and I don't think the developers really educated themselves about fag bag and stuff. I just kind of feel like just educate yourself before you go there or anything.
I also have no context for which this was used inside the game either. So I mean, context matters to boot. I just as a point of reference, BioShock Infinite, there was all kinds of just racially offensive shit being flown around in there. But again, it belonged there because of the context it was in. And it was there on purpose for a reason. It served a purpose, and it gave those scenes and that entire environment a gravitas that it would not have otherwise had.
And this was in this was actually hidden. People weren't, unless they clipped, wouldn't have found it. That's the thing. Right. It was not meant to be found. So again, that's what makes it so much more outrageous, is that it was purposely put in there.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Oh, and going off what you said, Larry, like even Mafia 3, they actually broke it down and said this is going to be some offensive stuff in this game because at this time period, this was what's going on. Right. So we wanted to stay true to that time period.
Yeah, which makes total sense.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
So
but not to interrupt you, Captain, but I truly agree with you.
So, I mean, like I said, context matters too, and I not knowing the exact context in which and where and what it was, but I'm not going to speak to. But damn, Gesundheit, Holmes. But so on that dour note, let's wrap this shit show up. As always, I want to say thank you to everybody that downloaded and stuck with us all the way to the bitter end this week. A huge shout out and thank you to my partners in crime this week, Eddie and Kathy and Josh, for coming in and hanging out with me. And just that last wrap up go around. Look, if you stuck it up this long, you're coming back for more. You just are. So, put us in your RSS feed or subscribe, be it on Apple Podcasts or Podbean or Google Play Music. Most definitely, on the YouTube and the Twitch channels. Those are big ones. Those help tremendously. Hit the subscribes, hit the notifications, and especially on Twitch, turn the notifications on, because here's the fun thing. When we go live, whether we're recording, the weekly show, or we're on streaming, or whatever we're doing, you better believe when we're streaming, we've got that chat room up. We've got that chat window up. We want to actually chat with you while we're rocking out and doing shit. So, it's a chance to jump in and actually hang with us and get involved and, get to know you. And we love having that conversation with the five of you that, tolerate us on a weekly basis. So, but with that being said, we're going to wrap it up here for the week. Thank you so much. Eddie, Kathy, Josh, say goodnight, boys and girls.
Good night.
Bye, everybody. And we'll see you next time on World 1-1 podcast.
Peace.